First topic I'm going to talk about is that Argylle opened to 18 million. Now, I had some interest in this movie. It's not a movie that I was overly excited about, but I'm a fan of Matthew Vaughn. And this is definitely not good for this movie. The budget for this movie was 200 to 250 plus marketing with that movie. And I know Matthew Vaughn was saying it was supposed to like start a franchise. I think I heard something like he was also talking about maybe crossing over with the Kingsman stuff. But yeah, this movie with that budget and the marketing, there's no, I don't see this movie having legs. And the reviews haven't been good for it either. Like I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it, so maybe when I watch it, it ended up being like a really fun, great movie. But as like I think like a 30 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like a decent audience score, like 71%. So audience seems to be enjoying it more. But I just don't, based on the word of mouth, I don't see this movie having legs at the box office. And also, the marketing for the movie, I don't think has been very good. Like, I just didn't really feel like a lot of people were excited for the movie. And Matthew Vaughn has been kind of on a downward spiral, in my opinion, where, like, Kingsman 2 I didn't like, and the Kingsman the third one I thought was okay. So, I'm not really surprised this movie didn't do well open wise, and I also just don't understand why it was because it was an Apple TV movie. Why would spend like 200 to 250 on this movie to like be the star of a franchise? I feel like that's way too much for like a spy movie. But yeah, this movie tanked the opening, and I mean, it could have, it could maybe get a second win, but I just think based on the word of mouth right now, I just don't see it happen. Like it's not likely. There's a maybe a chance it can make up some money at the box office internationally, but I don't know. I don't see this movie really, like I said, having a leg at the box office. The next thing I want to talk about is there's an Evil Dead spinoff in development. There's not really any story details on it. It does have a director. Now I would be definitely excited for like another Evil Dead movie with like exploring some of the more of the lore, maybe, or maybe like having some side characters, or maybe that we have new characters, but it connects to one of the other movies. Like I love Evil Dead Rise, so I'm a big Evil Dead fan, one of my favorite horror franchises. And it sounds like maybe they're trying to like open up, expand the franchise more, open up the world. I think that would be really cool. I think there's a lot of like mythology and cool lore Evil Dead movies that you could really expand on, and maybe have like other characters will have like the movie connect to one of the other movies. So I'm definitely down for Evil Dead spinoff, and I'm definitely looking forward to see like what the story is and like what exactly is it gonna be connected to like one of the past movies, or are we gonna see any of the past characters? But I'm definitely interested in the idea of like an Evil Dead spinoff. The next thing I'm going to talk about is they put out a trailer for the Quiet Place Day One. I can't wait for this movie. I love the first two Quiet Place movies, and I think the idea of exploring the first day of that whole incident in those movies with the monsters, I think is a really cool idea. And the trailer just looked great with how tense it looked in the trailer, with the action. And I also love the idea of kind of like exploring the maybe like a city area, like how chaotic it would be when it happened in a city area. I think that would be a really cool idea to explore too. So I think the trailer was fantastic. Definitely can't wait for this movie. The last thing I want to talk about is Man Web. So the review blog of Man Web is lifting a day before the movie comes out. Now, this typically is not a good sign. Like this to me shows lack of confidence in the movie, the studio, and there hasn't even been a second trailer for this movie, which is weird because usually they put out at least two or three trailers for a movie. Like there's been a couple of TV spots for Man Web, but it's only had one trailer, which I think is weird because it's coming out in like a week or something like that. So I don't really get why. I feel like Sony's really doing a terrible job marketing this movie. Like they just aren't even trying. And I just the trailers have the trailer wasn't good, and I know I'm not really overly excited for this movie. And 99% of the time, if you have a review ball where it's something like the day before, 99% of the time that usually means it's not a good movie. I hope it is. I hope it ends up being a fun, great movie. Maybe they're all trying to hide some stuff, spoiler wise, but I just think the way they market this movie just shows a lack of faith pretty much in it. Like to me, there's been bad signs with the fact that it hasn't had a second trailer. The first trailer wasn't very good. I don't think anybody cares about the idea of a Madam Web movie. And I think the whole Sony verse without Spider-Man is just. I don't know if this whole idea of doing a Sony verse characters related to Spider-Man are gonna work because outside of Venom movies, was didn't do great critically, but they made money. Morbius flopped on his head, and to me, this doesn't show good signs for Craven Hunter either. They also like the writers they got for the movie are the ones that did wrote the Morbius movie, a movie that's probably your own universe. There's even like conflicting things going on about whether this is set in its own world, Madam Web, or connected to the Sonyverse or not. It just definitely feels like Sony just doesn't know what they're doing. Like they're just trying to make a movie out of all these characters that are connected to Spider-Man that they own, but without actually having like a good script or good story idea. So it just to me, this is a bad sign. The fact that we reviewed Boggle Lips the day before, like this shows to me, like yeah, the studio doesn't have much confidence in the movie. I mean, I hope it ends up being a fun, great movie, but like the way they're just marketing this has been terrible. I just personally, for me, I don't really have any much interest in the Madam Web movie. So that's all the movie news today. Until next time, movie fans.